Thank you, our chairperson. A very good morning to all the participants. I'm from Malaysia, and this is a greeting from Malaysia. And this photograph is taken during April this year when I visited. This is my first visit to Bhutan. I only know Bhutan when I met a few Bhutanese at France this year, January. And that is how I understand more about Bhutan, and we're invited to come to Bhutan during April. And that is how I know GNH when I visited here this year. This is Malaysia map. Next year we'll have our conference GNH 8 here at this at the place where it is in a circle. Yeah? Where's the got light or not? Is there any pointer light? It can move by. Is it a pointer? I think I see. Okay, all right. So that will be here. This is a Borneo Island, and Kuching is somewhere here. So if you haven't been to Borneo Island, next year is your chance. Okay, this is my topic, and this is a very small project because after I come back from Bhutan, then I started to work especially closely to the Samsi College of Education, and one of my partner, Mr. Puna, he is here with me, and he contributed to this, the idea and the instrument that we use here. Now, my colleague asked me, mathematics lecturer, why I'm here? Why you need to attend GNH for business? Nothing to do with you, right? All right. The good answer is this one. The Prime Minister of Bhutan, yesterday during the opening ceremony, he said that GNH for business should look into the curriculum of education. That is my best answer that I can answer my colleague later on. So the change, I believe the change begins with education. Just a brief introduction of national education philosophy of Malaysia. We are stressed on the holistic. Okay, these are the red one are the key word of our philosophy here. Holistic, an integrated approach to create stable and harmonious intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So our Malaysia curriculum development recently is based on this one, Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025. Now inside here there are 11 shifts. One of the important shifts is the develop values-driven Malaysian. So based on this, this is where my research heading here. Still a brief introduction to our curriculum in primary and secondary school. So we designed to produce Malaysian citizens of high moral standards, because my topic is talking about the moral value here. So this is based on this, and with this moral value, we hope that we can have a high level of personal well-being, as well as being able to continue, contribute to the harmony and betterment of the family, the society, and the nation at large. Now, the history of our moral education. After Malaysia independence in 1957, all Muslim students, they have to study Islamic study. Now, where all non-Muslim students, there's no subject for them, but now they are studying moral. So during that time, Minister of Education was requested by the Cabinet Committee of Education to look into the moral education curriculum. The curriculum is for non-Muslim students from other religions, such as Christians, Buddhists, and Hindus. Malaysian, we have many races there, so we have many religions there. Now, a moral education committee was formed due to the request of the cabinet in 1976, which comprises of members from various religions, voluntary groups, school heads, academicians from teachers training institutes and university in Malaysia. So it's covered from the low to the top there. Now, the main purpose of the committee was to deliberate moral values inherent in different religions. And this committee, they identified 16 core values and 64 values for moral education syllabus in Malaysia, primary and secondary school. Now, these are the 16 moral values. If you see these 16 moral values, I compared with GNH. Many values here are similar, yeah? The first one is compassion. Maybe similar with some other country. The values here include compassionate, considerate, generous, understanding, forgiving. Now, the second core value is self-reliant. We have responsible, independent, industrious, self-confidence. Now, number 3 is humility. I'm not going to read one by one. Yeah? If you want to look in detail, then you can read the full paper there. So we have love, justice, freedom, courage, physical cleanliness, and mental health, honesty, diligence, cooperation, moderation, gratitude, rationality, public spiritedness. So these are the 16 core values, which cover all values from other religions. So these are quite complete list of the moral values that was become one of the subject from primary school until secondary school. Now, our concern is if it is not continue to the tertiary study. So, is the moral values need to be reminded, or is already implanted, or how should it go? So, for the tertiary study, it is not compulsory. So now we try to look at the possibility to infuse the moral value. We're not going to let them study a subject, but to infuse that in all the subjects. So since I'm teaching mathematics, so we'll start with mathematics course. So these are the methodology that I use. It's just a case study at my university. So we have 12 lecturers teaching business mathematics course. Now, over here, if you look at the experience, most of them have experience more than 5 years. So they are considered, they all are very experienced lecturers. Now we ask them about their perception of infusion of a moral value in mathematics as a whole, not in business mathematics alone, the overall. Now you can see here from the Likert scale here, most of them they agree. Now the one not agree here because they are not sure. They said they don't know how to infuse this one into it when we have a qualitative data asking them. Okay, when we ask them about can we contextualize the moral values into mathematics? Again, you can see here, most of them agree, but for contextualize, you see the agreement is lower down to the disagree here. Now, when I asked them, interview them, they said they do not know how to contextualize it because they are not exposed to it. That's the reason. They agreed that we can do it, we can infuse, but to contextualize, they do not know how to do it. So that is the issue here. And that is why they are disagreed with it, because they don't know how to do it. If we want to ask them to do, they don't know what to do. So they will suggest that we give them the training of how to infuse and to contextualize. Now, to contextualize, that is where the curriculum, we need to restructure our curriculum. Okay, so we just take one of the code, which is business mathematics, and we look into the topics that was introduced to students in this course. Now, the first 2 chapters are just a revision. The others are more business related, like simple interest, compound interest, okay, bank discount, promissory note. Okay, these are all related to business. So this, if you look at it, when we ask them about those values that can be infused, you can see many values that they mention. The respondent mentioned that it's 100% of the respondent agreed that those values can be infused into the business mathematics.
Dr. Eng, I think you have 3 minutes to wrap up the
Okay,
presentation.
I'm in my conclusion now. So therefore, I believe infusion and contextualize of moral values into mathematics course at tertiary level can be carried out. Especially, I'm confident to say in business mathematics because we have collected the data. And with that, we hope this will sustain happiness from lower education level to tertiary level. Thank you.